Um, so reading the whole implication of what you see in modern day time, you give back modern day time concept, like what's going on, what you see through media. So realistic as though you prove that God saved life, like this is might be a tool or it might be a weapon to certain people. So using this, you can give the direct direct realism that God saved my life. Like with the guy 2 years ago, simple giving the guy greeting and gift. So GG. So greeting and gift. So you get the concept from God. So do not take things personal. So you take things as a miracle. And I do not work magic in that sense, but I like magic. So realism, if a person doesn't like me, you get the number 8. And if they use the H word, they lead it back to Hitler in that sense. So being at the thinking of a guy name, you're thinking of birthday to birthday and try to accumulate money. So born on midnight you learn the concept with the number 8. That's how you get back the 20. Midnight 12 and then the 8th number, which is a number add plus sign, and you get back 20. So born on April 20, a Monday, 1987, which lead you back to the time like how Tupac would talk and shit, and then you work out the thing through video in the real sense, and then the word of Biggie and the whole thing, you get back the number 8 with the Jesus click. Why? Because Biggie spread Jesus chain, the face of Jesus, in a wrong way. So being not a picky person, I'm just showing that realistically 420, and if a guy hate me in that sense, I still don't care. Because the realism of the Bible showing you with the money, and you get the concept back with the plane, and you're going to need the fear. You will need the fear to fly. So when the person tell you that you should not come back on Canadian airline over the red birds, which you have to do the video realistically with the paper work. So this is the paperwork on two sides. So you have the side with the French and the English. So the girl that speak French, that's in the black, and act of the speaking of language that do not copy or follow the background as though they put the background, things are fake. So living space in Canada doesn't imply the space, because when Christmas or holidays come around, those are the clowns, idiots, stupid, dumb dogs with the steak inside their mouth, because they actually have shit and watching people shit, and then their steak wash away. So having a list of them as an example, different from D words. I'm talking about lady type who acts wickedly, as our guy would act wickedly. So not only a guy act wickedly, also implying girls. And I don't hear for a concept from any guy who copy my phrase back in this number 6. So he get the concept of the maths and guns. So there's no teaching, because Jesus is the teacher inside the classroom. So for that thing there, I don't have anything to just block out. So having the real thing, you can do the list and having list and list of rules. So that day was embarrassing, and for the fellows in uniform with the world speaking weird and shit, and then it lead to more weirdness, and then it lead to more weirdness of watching the guy actually run away with his daughter. Like I don't understand. And then you go inside a church, and the church have people that's not looking in the same sense because of media. So judging the person with a CH, you can judge the media, like Disney Channel and shit. You can judge the CH person because you have a finger that you press and you have a mind. And you can judge it back into the days of history of BC and AD. So if a person not interested in a certain thing, you cannot force a person. And you cannot be a drone over that person in that realistic mind. So you cannot tell a person that again, because if you're implying that in a person's brain, that means they're not there. Because it's supposed to be clear as CH. There's no ages upon the grave. Only number 8, March. I need a back to another March. And we imply all grave, the 1883, after 1889, you realize that they're all 6 feet. So having the card coming from this place, people do play funny games. They take information and run off with it like good, the bad, the ugly, wild western type of shit, and then they end up in some other places using your information that you have. But using the Nazi for braveness is fake, because if you're not born April 20, you need to get the concept. This is number 5 Jesus, and you only need a one body, not two body. So any two body going on is Hitler, which is Adolf, G, and you learn the ABC, and then my name, which I don't even like, but you're gonna need a body, and everybody need a spirit, and a spirit need a soul. So for me, I get the concept coming back over that church with my pictures inside, with the brick grave, my pictures inside, and I do not believe in the song that singing by Apartments coming back with the number 6 feet, because it's so annoying in that sense. In that sense, so we bring it back to the word group. A group cannot be a gang with parents married and shit and do shit. And a gang should be coming off of single parent household, kind of, in that sense, because there's only one parent, so he or she may sit there and wonder why, and then if thoughts of anger accumulate, not of two parents married, having sisters and brothers and shit. That's a household. It doesn't have the nego point pitching off yet. So having a cell phone to work out the plan, that you can call the same number that's saying that they're protecting, and the guy might sit there and be like, you have the Bible now, so I don't see why you're calling me for 4,000 something dollars, because you have the Bible showing Darius. Realistically, they might sit there and think that. And why that singing bird is on your media. So realistically, they might sit there and think that the guy have a stack of money looking like this, and it should look like this coming off the Bible, which is real, is unlimited. Like Moses says, the milk and honey. So you get the concept, the honey looks like the oil in the paint, and then the April 20 with the cow milk. So you get the whole clue coming back off the gravestone. This all clue, the welding spot, like you see that? Like Ava asking in the polka dot dress, using picture to speak to you. Because that's how pictures speak, man. Like a family photograph. You've been to Disneyland, or you've been to this theme park, so you understand the concept in that sense. So having the Bible, you get the colors of the swastika, and then having the gravestone with the 29 on it, and working out the maths, I still find more clues. So my adventure, or my thing under God, which is my Father, in life is still continue on in that sense. Coming back from the gravestone with the clue. So my spot is inside that gravestone, and my bed is the one in the brick grave. And those are April to line off, and then March to March. So it might look like Days of Our Life, or it might look like Coming Back in Black, and it might look like a surreal thing, but having Darius and other lists of names, like lists of names actually in book, a list of names, like more than thousands, the alphabet and shit, they are D words. And I prove that they're D words that are gone in that sense. Like how you watch The Exorcist and shit. With the green vomit girl type of thing, it's a movie, but I show you real D words in the sense. So following God, I'm not playing around with the Bible, you can get the implication with the maths, with the list, as though you show with D words. With the 37 Eastbourne, the newest example, with the Darius. So to be real, and the click behind Darius, and then the next house after Darius. So being a single person, I follow God alphabets with the letter A and lead back to the last name that I don't like. So I don't follow A to Z in that sense. And being to that workplace, I will need back the sign, the U-boat in that sense. And space is very freezing. So unlimited funds, and this Bible is priceless. Because you find Darius, the D word, which is number 4, and he give you the clear vision. With the 3 and 3 of the building. So I would not want the same exact building, but you get the clue and understanding. Just like with the hospital and shit. It's realism. So if a guy goes sit there and be like, I don't understand what he's talking about, then you get the understanding the hospital, civic, as I was telling the guy 2 years ago, inside the Amazon, and they all laugh. What are you talking about? I don't understand this guy. Or if they're pretending to be like the same fellow, like I run off with the one, like good, the bad, the ugly. Because that's how shit works. You need not to lean on people, but find a weapon and use it. So this is my rifle looking design thing that I put on the media, and this is my looking 45 looking thing twice. If you want to play the Hitman game like that. And me is the modern day Hitman, not playing the game in somewhat way, but the here cannot be replaced by any money. So God give you the realism, and with this DVD, I do not really follow the DVD to that letter, but you get the complication and action. I did have to go through the same thing with the garbage bag, probably even like 50 cents. So you get the logo design idea somewhat way, kind of, because you live in modern day time, and Adolf lived back in 1940s something 45 and fly off. He did not die, so you get back the 122 of the 3 and 3. So this is my banking funds, which is unlimited funds, with the same color coming out of the Nazi. So the gravestone is the clue. Like you see that, and that's it.